Here's a response to another comment. Um, Comes from do dash I don't know ir2yb. I'm guessing. Uh, it says prayers for rest within you, prayers for peace within you. May God sit with you. May the love of God be a peace and comfort to you. May you hear the voice of love, God's voice. And the other part of the same comment from the same person, or a different comment from the same person, going on this line, the news media appears to have negatively emotionally activated you in an altered negative reality. I don't watch news media. I haven't for a while. I research what I'm looking for. If I see something that's posted that's interesting, may be something I want to comment about, I go look it up. And I look at as much information as I can, because an opinion is not news. Some talking head telling you what he thinks, that's not news. Me telling you what I think, that's not news. Facts. Looking at actual video of, a dingleberry from Mar-a-Lago talking crazy shit, that's fact. But it says that, rather than being negatively emotionally triggered with high levels of, I love people that love to be, talk smart. Emotionally triggered with high levels of cortisol and adrenaline, which are bad for your health. Adrenaline is, part of your system. So is cortisol. Maybe avoid television news. Again, I can't tell you the last time I turned on a national news program. I refuse to at this point. They're all full of shit. It says, rest in your Bible, my friend. Rest in God. The book of John in the Bible was life-changing for me. Have you read that book? No, I haven't read the book. And what's funny is I would love to, if there was, it would be hilarious for you guys to show up at the these pearly gates you think exist, and say, hey, I read your book, and the first words are, I didn't write the book, man did. I'm gonna tell you where I stand on this whole Bible thing. This being of immense power that's able to do all these remarkable things, but yet can't save a child from starving to death. It's bullshit. Just plain and simple. I give it to you straight. It's bullshit. It's a way to take the mindless. It's the same as the MAGA movement. You take the weak-minded, you give them, a direction, and you use that. And that's all religion is. On the promise of going to, some awesome place in the sky, to live out eternity. People give away fortunes for religion. Religion is the bane of all of our existence. If it wasn't for religion, there's no telling how far science would be at this point. True fact. The Muslim religion destroyed the Middle East. It still is today, because they're still using that to direct the uneducated, the easy to manipulate, to do their bidding. They claim peace. It's about peace. But everything with the Muslim religion, Christian religion, your past is nothing but violence. But yet you want to say there's an all-powerful being that loves us, and that's what's going to make me a better person, happier. No, what would make me happy is people quit being assholes. But let's just put it this, let's just go this direction with it. You have an entity that you pray to, you believe in. He's, God's will. Person gets in an accident, gets killed. That was God's plan. Person gets in an accident, doesn't get killed. Oh my God, it was a miracle. So God didn't like the other person, but he liked this one enough to save him. There are women, children, men all over this world dying daily, violently, suffering. They just found a serial killer with at least 25 bodies on his property in Indiana from the 90s. No telling how these people suffered before they died. And your God stood by and watched it happen. We have a maniac in Russia who decided he wanted to take over another country, has killed thousands of men, women, and children in that quest. His own people and the people of Ukraine. And your God stands by and watches it happen and does nothing to stop it. Nothing. And you say that's his plan. There are children in this country who wake up hungry every day, have done nothing to nobody. And your God stands by and does nothing. Nothing. There are children that are beat all the time in this country, abused. Pedophiles running all over the place, doing whatever the hell they want to do until they get caught. And then we, shove them in a jail cell and feed them 3 meals a day. And your God stood by and watched it happen and did nothing. Nothing. I'm sitting right here. I'm calling them out right now. You exist, strike me down. We'll wait. Well, go figure. You want to talk about this entity that's going to make everybody so much better and things so much better, but yet he has not done none of it yet. He allows wars to be raged, the innocent to suffer because of it, because some maniacal piece of shit has decided he wants to control something or own something or take something over. I appreciate the comment being as positive like it was, and if you want to pray to your God, please do so. I have no problem with religion. The funniest thing about atheists is we care more about life than Christians, because if you gave a shit about life, you wouldn't be doing and saying the things that you're doing, because you don't even read your own book. How many of these so-called Christians in this country are the biggest racist pieces of shit you've ever met? I know, I got them in my family. I've met them. They can't talk about anybody without putting them in a group. And that group is never better than their group, because they're Christians. Stop it. Because if you're here for, you think you're ever going to change my mind as it comes to, no. And if he does exist, I wished he did. Because that would be the first question out of my mouth. If I ever got to meet this supreme being you all pray to and love so much and claim he loves you so much, my question is, with all the power you have, the ability to create everything we see, why did you stand by and let all these people suffer? Please explain it. And don't give me God's plan. Don't give me that's what he, really? Then he's a sadistic piece of shit. It would take a sadistic pile of garbage to stand by and watch children suffer every day until the day they die. So don't give me this. Again, I appreciate your comment being respectful. I respect what you believe in, but that's what you believe in. Good for you. But not me. Not me. I just, it boggles my mind that people can stand by and watch this world do to people what it does, and then turn around and say, God's going to fix it. If we, and I've actually heard comments, oh, you got to suffer. And you got to bring Jesus into your life to go to heaven, and all this other BS bullshit. It sounds to me like you don't have a divine being you're praying to. Again, it sounds like a sadistic piece of shit that created you for nothing more than his ego. So that you pray to his ego, that you worship his ego. That's what you got. Good luck with that.